those people who have AIDS and can't get access to drugs. I'm representing countries who are still paying more servicing old debts than they are on health and education. I'll have supper with the devil, if that's what it takes to get the job done.
We're still keeping entire countries in debtor's prison in the developing world. Is that not barbaric? Is that not inefficient?
We have a once-in-a-millennium chance to change the world. Are you with me? Are you? Can any one country make a difference? Yes, Canada can.
So when you see all this stuff and you're a part of it, what's it like for you at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're by yourself? I mean, do you just kind of have
I get on great with myself.
Yeah, nice. Is it the real you? I mean, is it difficult? Do you have those moments where you're thinking, man, what is going on here?
I'm having, I'm having a pretty surreal kind of a life, I will accept. The music, tells me what to do, always. It tells you, what shoes to wear, it tells you, what videos to make, it tells you how to behave. The music was the thing, was the alarm clock, really. Rock and roll was the alarm clock that kind of woke me up, and it still keeps me sharp. I remember, when we were a punk rock band, it was, 16, 17 years old, garage band, garage land, and I remember thinking, if and when we make it, and we get there, I just don't want to forget, that there's another world out there. I really, it was kind of hardwired into our band, was that sense of, music brings with it, liberation in a way. That's what rock and roll means to me, is liberation, sexually, spiritually, and in some cases, politically.
Some of you may know that there's a move to get cheap generic drugs from here to Africa. This is great news. If you follow through on this promise, other countries will have to follow you. This is great news.
You're starting to piss your band off? Did you make a quote the other day that this album's got a lot of angry guitars?
Yeah, well, it's our new album's kind of like, it's driven by Edge, a lot of it, I must say. He's, this guy is, the most gifted guitar player of his generation, or most generations, because he owns something unique. Most guitar players are just regurgitating the blues or, metal riffs that we've heard from, Black Sabbath. Great and all, but he's an original of the species. He's kind of shy about it, and he kind of only takes his guitar out of its case on formal occasions. And he's kind of embarrassed about being a guitar player. Well, he's got over his embarrassment on this record. And I think partly it's him sick of the sight of seeing me shaking dodgy politicians by the hand. It's that kind of a record. It's just like, we are a rock band. And I'm okay with that. I'm sick of the sight of it too. Listen, I don't want to do this stuff. I'm doing it because other people are not doing it. In a way, that's the most castigating piece of evidence, is that you have to listen to a rock star talking about these things. You should be listening to, people who are professionals, but they're not, in politics, they're not there.
Canadian voice is hardwired in my heart. I'm a fan.
This is an important moment in time for Canada and for the world, and that Canada has a role to play in leading the world down a certain path.